I think university is a time where you find yourself. This is a time where I've truly learnt my potential and what I'm capable of.
We had 24 students from the University of Newcastle come along to Borneo. We spent 3 days in the Borneo jungle and we looked at orangutans in their habitat. It was amazing.
The skills that I've gained over those years and even watched and reflected on how much I've learnt, it amazes me.
I'm the first one in my family to graduate. My dad always said to me, he said, only brain can make a man. That means only knowledge can make a man. And I always had, the voice of my dad in the back of my head, saying that I could do it. Graduation was a major achievement in my life.
I started the university as an able-bodied kid, and then I had an accident after my second year. So that dream as a young kid from a disadvantaged background of throwing that cap and gown into it almost puts a tear in my eye of having that sense of achievement.
I was doing some volunteer work. One of the volunteer boss said to me that if you really like helping people, why don't you become a nurse? I want graduates to be bold, be courageous, and be your best.
I think it is very important to focus on your purpose because there will be a lot of issues, a lot of challenges facing ahead, and being able to overcome each time, I think it's what's important.
It's a wonderful feeling to be an alumni. You have this connection with other alumni, other students who have graduated.
Not just national, but also it's global scale.
Having a community behind you is probably the greatest thing you can have, apart from your family and friends, because really it's just a bigger version of them.
A family that is now around the world.
We've all come together as one, and we're all going to be lifelong friends.
I just enjoy the moment.
Words can't describe it.
It lasts a few seconds, but you really will remember it forever.
The world is your oyster. You really don't know what it's going to be tomorrow. You don't know what it's going to be the next day, but take every single opportunity that comes your way.
Congratulations, graduates.
Congratulations, graduates.
Congratulations, graduates.
Welcome to our global alumni community.
Regulations, I'd like to point out the emergency exits in the Great Hall. Please note your nearest green emergency exit sign to locate your closest exit. For those with small children, there is a soundproof crying room located at the rear of Great Hall. The ushers in the hall will be happy to assist you if you need to access the crying room. A professional photographer will photograph each graduate as they cross the stage, and a copy of this photograph will be available to all graduates to access and share via their Facebook page. Portrait photography is also available at the graduate reception in the Brennan Room after the reception. As a courtesy to everyone in the room, we ask that you switch your mobile phone to silent. At the conclusion of today's ceremony, we will instruct each graduate and your guests when it is time to leave your seats. Graduates, in November you'll be sent an invitation to complete the Graduate Outcomes Survey. This gathers feedback on your higher education experience to improve the experience of future students. We strive to provide the best university experience possible for all our students, but this cannot be achieved without your valuable feedback. We would appreciate you watching for an email to your university account so that you can assist us with this. Some of the terminology used in today's ceremony may be unfamiliar to you. To assist in your appreciation of the ceremony, we have provided a history of graduation and an explanation of terms in the graduate booklet. The academic procession will enter the Great Hall in a few moments. When the procession enters, could you please rise and remain standing for the singing of the Australian National Anthem. At the conclusion of the ceremony, Please rise when the Deus Party rises and remain standing until the Deus Party and the graduates have left the hall. We hope you enjoy this very special occasion. Thank you.
Australians, oh, let us rejoice, for we are one and free. We've golden soil and wealth for toil. Our home is girt by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty, rich and rare. In history's page, let every stage advanced Australia fair. In joyful strains and let us sing, advanced Australia fair.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome, graduates and guests, to this very special occasion. I'd like to start on behalf of the University of Newcastle by respectfully acknowledging the traditional custodians, the Pambalong clan of the Awabakal people, on whose traditional land this campus is located, and I pay my and the university's respects to elders past, present and emerging. As Chancellor of this university and a graduate myself, I'm very honoured to be able to celebrate this major milestone in your academic journey. Each of our university's graduates is unique, and each year through these ceremonies we celebrate their success. This year's graduates are indeed an inspiration. Before us sits a group of people whose determination and resilience is remarkable by any measure. We all know that the past 2 years have been unprecedented. The pandemic, along with floods and fires, has had a profound impact on everyone in this room. This ceremony acknowledges your drive and determination to succeed. Graduates, today you take with you a degree from one of the finest institutions in the world. Newcastle is acknowledged for delivering excellence in education to some 39,000 students. Our degree programs are designed to prepare you for life and work after you graduate and connect you with your industries and communities. Similarly, our research is focused on delivering impact and innovation with a steady focus on working with partners to support the development of our regions. The university's focus on excellence in education and research sits hand in glove with a long-held commitment to equity. We offer the opportunity of education to students from all walks of life who have determination and talent. 1/4 of our students are from low socioeconomic backgrounds, and we have the largest number of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander students of any Australian university. We are proud of every student, and we are committed to providing the best learning and environment and opportunities to help them realise their potential. Today's celebration of the completion of your studies marks another important milestone, your entry into the University of Newcastle's global alumni community, and you're in very good company. One example is Peter Cockbain. Peter left school when he was 15 and worked for a number of years before joining our university as a mature-age student at 26 to complete a Bachelor of Science in Electrical Engineering. Peter is one of Australia's most highly regarded and influential engineers. He's co-founder of AMP Control, which grew to be one of Australia's largest privately owned electrical engineering companies. He's a distinguished entrepreneur, innovator and philanthropist. At the start of the pandemic, AMP Control responded to the New South Wales government's call to arms and in just 18 days designed and delivered a fully functional emergency ventilator prototype. What an outstanding contribution. The pivot from a business focused on infrastructure and energy engineering to medical equipment in a matter of days. You are now united with achievers like Peter and the people sitting around you as an alumni of the university. Our network of passionate and talented alumni stretches across the world, now comprises 161,000 members in 152 countries. You now have access to this global alumni community, along with the opportunities for ongoing learning, professional development and personal enrichment. We look forward to watching you flourish in your careers. Look ahead with confidence, knowing you'll always be part of the University of Newcastle. Today is the culmination of many years of hard work, and this ceremony is a symbol of all you've experienced and achieved during your time here at the university. This includes an acknowledgement of the support of your family and friends who've been with you every step of the way on your journey to today. To family and friends, we know that you're all here to acknowledge the hard work of a very special person. We'd be very pleased, and I'm sure they would as well, if you let them know you're here with a cheer as they receive their degrees. These ceremonies are enjoyable when they're interactive. They come to life when the audience participates. I now call on our Vice-Chancellor, Professor Alex Zielinski AO, to introduce today's occasional speaker. Thank you.
Thank you, Chancellor. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to start by welcoming our graduates and their families and friends to our campus. It's wonderful to have you here for this very special occasion, particularly after the 2 years or more caused by the COVID disruption. So welcome back to our graduates. Hopefully this is not the last time you visit the university. To family and friends who are here today to celebrate our graduates, thank you for your support Our university is a university for the community, so you're always welcome here. This great hall where we meet today was built brick by brick by the community, and as we welcome you into our global alumni community, we hope this is the beginning of your journey with the university. We make a lifelong commitment to our graduates, as we will call you all our alumni. As part of this lifelong commitment, our university launched the Alumni House project. Alumni House will be an impressive, architecturally significant new building in the heart of the city's precinct on King Street in Newcastle. It will provide the space for alumni to meet, network and mentor others. Alumni House will be for all of you. I'm excited about what it will offer when it's constructed, and I encourage you to get involved in this project. Alumni House is a very exciting project for our community, and I'm thrilled to announce today that we've received a very generous foundational gift of $1 million for Alumni House. That generous foundational gift for this facility for all of you is from alumnus Jeff McCloy. Mr. McCloy is an engineering graduate, like many of you here today. He was close friends with the late Dr. Bernie Curran, who was a visionary for Alumni House, and I'm very pleased that Mr. McCloy shares the same vision and passion that Bernie did for supporting our alumni and communities. So on behalf of the university and alumni, thank you, Jeff. I'd also like to thank our global alumni community for their ongoing support of our university through scholarships, research and special projects such as Alumni House. We are part of an amazing community filled with outstanding people. On that note, it gives me great pleasure to introduce today's occasional address speaker, Ms. Claire Larkin-Sykes. Claire Larkin-Sykes is a mining engineer. She holds a Bachelor of Mining from the University of New South Wales, also holds a Graduate Diploma in Applied Finance and Investment, and is a graduate of the Australian Institute of Company Directors. Claire is a Churchill Fellow and currently serves on the University of Newcastle's Advisory Board of the Newcastle Institute of Energy and Resources, and is chair of the Resources New South Wales initiative of New South Wales Energy and Resources Knowledge Hub. Today, Claire leads New H2, the Hunter Hydrogen Technology Cluster. She's also an advisor to the resources and energy sectors and works across government and listed companies. Claire was one of the first women to work in Australia's coal industry, including active service in the Mine Rescue Service of Queensland and New South Wales. Today her career involves leading various multi-stakeholder initiatives that include technology and industry decarbonisation roadmaps, industry cluster development and challenge-based innovation programs. Claire brings a broad perspective to the scope and possibilities of energy value chains. Claire remains an active contributor to the Australian energy and resources sectors, which includes state and federal advisory and assessment committees. She's a strong collaborator and an advocate for energy and the resource sector opportunity, capability and also diversity. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Claire Larkin-Sykes to deliver today's occasional address.
Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, members of the Council, staff of the University, families and friends of graduates, and most importantly, graduates. I firstly respectfully acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land in which we gather here today, the Pambalong clan of the Awabakal people, on whose traditional land the Callaghan campus of the University of Newcastle is located. I pay my respects to their elders, past and present and emerging, and to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people gathered here today. It is indeed an immense honour and privilege to be here to congratulate you all on your outstanding achievements. The completion of your university degree has come with hard work and perseverance through the most challenging and unusual time of the pandemic. You should feel extremely proud of what you have accomplished, as I'm sure your families and guests are of you. A university graduation ceremony is a very special occasion, as it presents an opportunity for you to gather with your cohort and to celebrate the success of graduating in your respective fields of engineering, science and the environment. A graduation ceremony also signifies the start of your next journey, a journey with endless possibilities, your future. There are many topics that you have completed during your studies that are vastly different to that of this time 30 years ago when I was in your position, let alone the methods in which you have been able to learn. We did not have the tools of education that enrich learning, such as the internet for research, email, or even mobile phones to communicate. We also did not have the depth of diversity that brings richness to education, be those differences of thought, philosophy, ideology or background. And I'm so thrilled to see such a richness of diversity in this great hall today. It is forward-thinking academic institutions such as the University of Newcastle that embrace diversity in teaching and further unlocks in you the ability to think and learn freely in your chosen professions. Today you are joining a very special club, the University of Newcastle alumni. You are now part of an alumni from an esteemed knowledge institution that is recognised for tackling complex problems and sits at the cutting edge of research that is focused on delivering a sustainable future. Our region, our country, and indeed our world is undergoing the most significant industrial transformation in human history. The energy transition that is required to bring a sustainable future and address climate change. This places you, graduates, in the most exciting of times. You are living in a moment that will be recognised in the future as an age that made a global impact to our world. Can there be a more exciting time to be embarking on a career in the fields of engineering, science and the environment? I vividly remember my graduation. I set out as an engineer to join BHP to work in their mining operations in central Queensland. I was full of ambition and very eager to commence my journey. But as a woman in mining engineering in the early 90s, it was not without its challenges. My first job was 1,400 kilometres from home. I was the only female on a remote site of 500 employees. But I didn't walk away. I chose to lean in. I managed an operating crew on site. I learnt to operate machinery. I gained technical competencies and accreditations. In my first year, I joined the Mines Rescue Service to support my ambition to being a mine manager one day. Never did I think I would be called upon to put this training into practice. On Monday morning, on the 8th of August 1994, I woke to the sound of a helicopter hovering above. This was a very unusual sound for such a remote site. There had been an explosion at the underground coal mine and 11 workers were unaccounted for. I was called to action, and as a 21-year-old, I worked with the mines rescue teams to navigate the emergency and next steps and supporting the drilling operations that were frantically working against the clock to determine the fate of the trapped workers. The mine ventilation system had been disrupted and another explosion that was much bigger than the first occurred 2 days later. The mine was permanently sealed. 11 workers perished in that disaster. 11 families lost their loved ones, and their bodies were never recovered. It was then, as a young engineer, that I learnt my first and most important career insight. The work that you will undertake in your chosen fields is important. Your learnings from these last years will inform the decisions that you make, and your decisions will matter. Your safety, the safety of the people and employees in your care, will depend on these decisions. As I continued in my career, I moved to Newcastle. I was here at the time of the closure of the steelworks and watched the transformation of the city to new industries. Newcastle at that time was filled with apprehension. How could workers transition to new jobs when all they knew were the steelworks? How does a region go about building a new identity, new skills, and new opportunities? As the only female working in the underground coal industry at the time, I was honoured to be awarded a Churchill Fellowship. I had the opportunity to travel the world to explore diversity. This was a new theme at the time. Could a workplace benefit from more women in non-traditional roles? Were there places where this had been done before? What could we learn? It was on this journey that I learnt another important insight. Both diversity and the power of networks matter. Remember your University of Newcastle alumni. Take effort to join professional associations and networks. Recognise the value that diversity brings, understand and address unconscious bias, and most importantly, treat all people with respect. While you're starting out today in your respective endeavours, I want to share with you my third insight. The opportunities before you are truly without limit. Our modern workplace is dynamic and changing. Indeed, the future of work is unknown, and I'm sure you would agree if the last 2 years are anything to go by, we don't really know what the future might hold. But it is with this uncertainty that brings the confidence to use your qualifications as your foundation, a platform to upskill and, importantly, to forge your own path. I have a degree in mining engineering, but I have built on this with further study in finance and corporate governance. Because of this, I have worked in a range of different industries. I currently work with stakeholders in our region to develop the strategies that will set the foundations for the new industry of hydrogen and clean technologies. I work at bringing groups together to collaborate, to tackle big challenges and build stronger networks. My career journey has been very different from what I imagined it would be, but I'm privileged to work with some incredible people and contribute to such significant projects. There has never been a better time to be graduating in engineering, science and the environment than now. It is your generation that understands and accepts the impacts of climate change, that understands the need for transition, that understands the importance of a new energy future, of circular economy practice and the need to reduce waste. And it will be you and your endeavours that will help us to tackle the big challenges that are before us. Use your gift of an education to continue your journey of lifelong learning. Be curious, be open, and never stop asking why. Your degree has given you skills to think critically. When you don't understand an answer, then ask why. If you see a challenge, call it, change it, solve it. I hope that you will use your qualifications to also help others, to drive a culture of diversity, to always be a good role model, and to support those that are less fortunate so they can also bring out their best. Today, I applaud your hard work, your intellect, your creativity, your perseverance, and your commitment. As you move to your next stage, remember that while the destination is important, it is the choices that you make along your journey that makes it exciting. You chose the University of Newcastle. You chose an education in the fields of engineering, science and the environment. You chose to come here today to mark this occasion, to celebrate the day with your friends, families and loved ones. You will also choose your future. I hope you will all remember your graduation day with a sense of great pride, and I warmly congratulate you on your achievement. Thank you.
Claire, thank you very much for your occasional address. It's very relevant, I feel, on a number of levels. Ms Larkin-Sykes today has reminded us all, not that in many cases we need reminding, there are enormous challenges facing us and our broader world. Certainly we must solve the environmental challenges we face. We must solve our sovereign need for more self-reliance, and we must solve the inequities that exist around us. And engineers, scientists, environmentalists are going to play an enormous part. And your generation, as our occasional speaker has reminded us, is really on the job at a critical time. The next decade or two, the influential part of your careers are going to be during a time when change can be most effective. I'd also like to recognise Ms Larkin-Sykes' personal success story. Certainly in a mining world which didn't have the right balance of diversity during the early part of her career, and quite frankly still doesn't. There's a lot of work that has to be done in that area, but her success is a very worthy role model of what can be achieved, and the transition that she's gone through from a traditional mining career to leading the transition into a new energy environment, and from the hunter's perspective, in areas such as the new hydrogen economy, are really impressive. So thank you indeed for joining us this afternoon and delivering such an articulate and relevant occasional address. Thank you indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, we now come to a very important aspect of this ceremony, and for this I'm going to ask all of our graduates if they wouldn't mind to stand. Would you please stand, graduates? As Chancellor of the University, I now officially confer awards to all those candidates who fulfilled the condition for admission of that award. And I'd like to ask the audience and my colleagues up here on the stage if they'd join me in applauding the wonderful achievements of these graduates. Please be seated. Thank you. I now call on Professor Juanita Todd, Interim Pro-Vice-Chancellor for the College of Engineering, Science and Environment, to present today's graduates.
Chancellor, I present to you the graduates who have fulfilled the conditions for admission to awards of this university. Doctor of Philosophy graduates have undertaken a program of independent supervised study for the equivalent of up to 4 years full-time study. These graduates have produced significant and original research outcomes, culminating in a thesis which has been independently examined by external experts of international standing. Today, the University is proud to honour graduates who have satisfied the rigorous criteria for the award of Doctor of Philosophy. Chancellor, I present to you Igbeimi Akirimale. Dr. Akirimale's thesis is entitled Supply Chain Management in Prefabricated Housing Construction in Nigeria. Dr. Akirimale. Angelo Breda. Dr. Breda's thesis is entitled An Ecogeomorphological Modelling Framework for Vulnerability Assessment of Coastal Wetlands. Dr. Breda. Gabrielle Deulius. Dr. Deulius' thesis is entitled Water Transport Properties and Agglomeration Efficiency of High Internal Phase Water in Oil Emulsion Binder. Dr. Deulius. Priscilla Grassi Ferrere. Dr. Grassi Ferrere's thesis is entitled Investigation into the Effects of Material Variability in the Performance of Bulk Solids Handling Systems. Dr. Grassi Ferrere. Samuel Hammond. Dr. Hammond's thesis is entitled Adoption of Green Construction in Ghana, an Explanation of Decision-Making Logic Using Behavioural Economics. Dr. Hammond. Mohammed Zahangir Hussain. Dr. Hussein's thesis is entitled Biochar and Nutrient Interactions in Soil. Dr. Hussain. Mina Hussain Putarami. Dr. Hussain Putarami's thesis is entitled Interorganisational Collaboration, Post-Disaster Water, Sanitisation and Hygiene Service Provision. Dr. Hussain Putarani. Faridul Islam. Dr. Islam's thesis is entitled Synthesis, Structure and Application of Coal-Derived Few-Layer Graphene Composite Materials. Dr. Islam. Tahira Jalalabadi. Dr. Jalalabadi's thesis is entitled Molten Salt Slow Pyrolysis for Advanced Carbon and Renewable Energy. Dr. Jalalabadi. Simon Moramand. Dr. Moramand's thesis is entitled Molten Carbonate Recycle and Recovery in Direct Carbon Fuel Cell. Dr. Moramand. Hao Chin. Dr. Chin's thesis is entitled Risk Assessment and Mitigation for Australian Contemporary Houses Subjected to Non-Cyclonic Windstorms. Dr. Chin. S.M. Ashikia Rahman. Dr. Rahman's thesis is entitled Study of Catalytic Oxidation of Nitric Oxide in Flue Gas over Manganese-Doped Cobalt Titanium Oxalate Catalysts. Dr. Rahman. Udara Ranasinghe Ranawalge. Dr. Ranasinghe Ranawalge's thesis is entitled The Role of Resilient Work Environment to Predict Safety Performance on Construction Refurbishment Projects. Dr. Ranasinghe Ranawalge. Thank you. Laura Simon. Dr. Simon's thesis is entitled Tendering Phase of Australian Social Public-Private Partnerships, a Success Framework. Dr. Simon. Lanying Zhang. Dr. Zhang's thesis is entitled Pacific Decadal Variability, Uncertainties and Implications for Water Resources. Dr. Zhang. Guyangyu Zhao. Dr. Zhao's thesis is entitled Catalytic Partial Oxidation of Methane to Value-Added Products by Nitric Oxide over Iron-Based Catalysts at Moderate Temperatures. Dr. Zhao. Congratulations to these higher degree by research graduates. Chancellor, university medals may be awarded to candidates who have displayed exceptional academic ability. To be considered for this award, a graduate must have consistent record of exceptional academic achievement at all levels of their degree program and qualify with the highest level of that degree. Today, I'm proud to be recognising such an outstanding scholar from the College of Engineering, Science and Environment. Chancellor, it is with great pleasure that I present to you, graduating with a Masters of Architecture with distinction at the University Medal, Kate Glanville. Chancellor, I now present to you graduates who have satisfied the requirements of a postgraduate degree award. Graduating with a Master of Architecture with distinction, Lawrence Weichio Low. Thank you. Joshua Moxie. Graduating with a Master of Architecture, Maha Ahmed. Sanjay Dongo Mahayan. Tobias Feruzzi. Tanya Joshi. Shreyasti Kaflay. Shuk Lee. Nurjihan Nabila Norden Karuzi. Audrey Tam. Wenshan Tao. Hanshi Alejandra Yuan. Graduating with a Master of Disaster Resilience and Sustainable Development with distinction, Rory Frame. Jason Hobson. Rebecca Teal Sinclair. Thank you. Thomas Wilson. Graduating with a Master of Engineering Management with distinction, Simon Southgate. Graduating with a Master of Engineering Management, Rani Faina. Suresh Kaki. Virginie Murphy. Graduating with a Master of Environmental Management and Sustainability with distinction, Alastair Campbell. Jonathan Novoselek. Graduating with a Master of Environmental Risk Assessment and Remediation with distinction, Andrea Capillo Segovia. Graduating with a Master of Environmental and Business Management, Miriam Miza Abdul Hanan. Graduating with a Master of Mineral Science and Engineering with distinction, Linda Jose. Graduating with a Master of Professional Engineering Civil, Ahmed Fahad M. Al-Ashrani. Graduating with a Master of Professional Engineering Environmental, Anupanma Udeshankar. Graduating with a Master of Professional Engineering Mechanical, Virat Guran. Graduating with a Master of Project Management for the Built Environment with distinction, Martin Valacek. Graduating with a Master of Project Management for the Built Environment, Mitchell Goudemond. Graduating with a Master of Public Health with distinction, Deborah Costa. Graduating with a Graduate Certificate in Disaster Risk Reduction, Mary Canobo. Sonia McKay. Graduating with a graduate certificate in environmental management and sustainability, Ashley Morley. Graduating with a graduate certificate in environmental and business management, Louise Rennie. Chancellor, that concludes the presentation of postgraduate awards. Chancellor, I now invite Professor Sue-Ann Ware, Head of School, Architecture and Built Environment, to present graduates who have satisfied the requirements for an undergraduate award.
Chancellor, I present to you graduating with a Bachelor of Construction Management Building Honours with Class 1 Honours. James Campbell. Troy Capel. Matthew Edwards. Thomas Jones Porco. Bradley Robinson. Wade Southall. Christian Stevenson. Kane Van Eden. Graduating with the Bachelor of Construction Management Building Honours and Honours Class 2 Division 1, Declan Daly. Hayden Mackenzie. Tan Nguyen. Graduating with a Bachelor of Construction Management Building Honours Class 2 Division 2, Joseph Barnett. That's right. Malachi Sessium. Sorry, it's not even on here. Sorry. Joseph Barnett. Sorry. Miranda Bristow. Jared Clarkson. Tom Davidson. Anthony Gribble. Ryan Hucherko. Joseph Kingham, sorry. Rebecca Lamb. Liam Spalding. Lou Telly. Graduating with the Bachelor of Construction Management Building Honours, Shade Brajawi. Kainan Blashiak. Cameron Brady. Destiny Brockman. Jack Butterworth. Chanel Campariale. Bryson Cox. Charles Ganga. Brock Manuel. Pearson Schmiersky. Karn Turnbull. Nathan Wood. Tristan Wyatt Spratt. Graduating with a Bachelor of Design Architecture with distinction, Benjamin Armstrong. Matthew Hurley. Naya White. Graduating with the Bachelor of Design Architecture, Levi Baker. Madeline Brennan. Chan Maya. Sky Cullen. Lucy Karajar. Jack Downs. Satalagunja Godapara Krishnan. Nicholas Hindley. Carla Ann Shi Lu. Malachi Marsh. Rupafatso Maso. Pan Yin Yai. Samuel Osmond. Ramin Patel. Jacob White. Monica Worth. Graduating with the Bachelor of Environmental Science and Management, Maxwell Dawes. Graduating with the Bachelor of Surveying Honours with Class 2 Division 1, Patrick Waller. Graduating with the Bachelor of Surveying Honours with Honours Class 2 Division 2, Kieran Jackson. Graduating with the Bachelor of Surveying Honours, Sean Nichols. Joseph Shalala. Chancellor, that concludes the presentation of graduates at this time.
Thank you, Professor Ware. We'll now enjoy a musical interlude featuring yidaki and percussion. This will be performed by two of our talented staff members. Playing yidaki is East Coast Gori from Newcastle, Raymond Kelly, who is an Indigenous student recruitment officer, and playing percussion is Kamilaroi man Adam Manning, who is an associate lecturer in the School of Humanities, Creative Industries and Social Science. Thank you both. Thank you very much, Ray and Adam. Outstanding. I now invite Professor Diane Wiley, Dean of Engineering, to present graduates of the School of Engineering. Thank you.
Unfortunately, Professor Wiley has had become ill quite late in the piece, so Professor Suan Murrell will be presenting these graduates. Chancellor, I present to you. Graduating with a Bachelor of Chemical Engineering Honours with Honours Class 2, Division 1, Dylan Beveridge. Graduating with the Bachelor of Chemical Engineering Honours, Harrison Law. Katja Turner. Graduating with the Bachelor of Civil Engineering Honours with Honours Class 1, Josabel Cardona. Duncan French. Jordan Lang. Chi Yin Lam. Dominic Smith. David Swain. Brock Torrance. Luke Zielinski. Graduating with the Bachelor of Civil Engineering Honours with Honours Class 2, Division 1, Henry Zhung. Vincent Zhung. Rui Adewenta Limin. Samuel Ling. Graduating with the Bachelor of Civil Engineering Honours with Honours Class 2, Division 2, Luke Sharp. Graduating with a Bachelor of Civil Engineering Honours, Mohammed Baeg. Mohammed Hamza Baeg. Joshua Ryan. Graduating with the Bachelor of Computer Systems Engineering Honours with Honours Class 1, Nathan Fittler Willis. Graduating with the Bachelor of Electrical and Electronic Engineering Honours, Honours with Honours Class 1, James Rhodes. Graduating with a Bachelor of Electrical and Electronic Engineering Honours, Dylan Baker. Dylan Verhoef. Graduating with a Bachelor of Engineering Honours Civil with Honours Class 1 and a Bachelor of Engineering Honours Surveying with Honours Class 2 Division 1, Leighton Austin. Graduating with a Bachelor of Engineering Honours Civil with Honours Class 2 Division 2, Yu Leong. Graduating with the Bachelor of Engineering Honours Civil, King Chung. Mitchell Clune. Brett Cooper. Graduating with the Bachelor of Engineering Honours Computer, Tyson Yee. Graduating with the Bachelor of Engineering Honours Electrical, Scott Corbett. Graduating with the Bachelor of Engineering Honours Mechanical with Honours Class 2 Division 2, Amzar Sheikh Amin Sheikh. Graduating with the Bachelor of Engineering Honours Software with Honours Class 2 Division 2, Lachlan Green. Graduating with the Bachelor of Mechanical Engineering Honours with Honours Class 2 Division 2 and a Bachelor of Business, Dylan Elturk. Graduating with the Bachelor of Mechanical Engineering Honours with Honours Class 1, Lachlan Fogarty. Jonathan Nowdy. Sophie Salsun. Chor Shin Yao. Graduating with a Bachelor of Mechanical Engineering Honours with Honours Class 2 Division 1 and a Bachelor of Medical Engineering Honours with Honours Class 2 Division 1, Sophie Lediard. Graduating with the Bachelor of Mechanical Engineering Honours with Honours Class 2 Division 1, Charles Goschok. Thomas Moffat. Graduating with the Bachelor of Mechanical Engineering Honours with Honours Class 2, Division 2, Joel Drabish. Madeleine Hurd. Connor Weiland. Graduating with a Bachelor of Mechanical Engineering Honours, Xian Tang. Graduating with a Bachelor of Mechatronics Engineering Honours with Honours Class 1 and a Bachelor of Business, Jack Jeffrey. Graduating with a Bachelor of Mechatronics Engineering Honours with Honours Class 1, Peter Kyriakaides. Graduating with a Bachelor of Mechatronics Engineering with Honours Class 2 Division 2, Stassen Lee. Graduating with a Bachelor of Medical Engineering with Honours Class 1, Angela Dominguez. Graduating with a Bachelor of Medical Engineering Honours with Honours Class 2 Division 1, Tamis Papaliski. Graduating with a Bachelor of Medical Engineering Honours with Honours Class 2 Division 2, Nicholas Morgan. Graduating with a Bachelor of Software Engineering Honours with Honours Class 1, Joshua Haynes. John Hoffman. Charlton Lane. Travis McPhee. Alexander Stafford. Graduating with the Bachelor of Software Engineering Honours, Aaron Fremantle. Graduating with the Bachelor of Music, Michael Leggett. Chancellor, that concludes the presentation of graduates.
Thank you, Professor Ware. I now invite Naya White, who is graduating today with a Bachelor of Design Architecture with distinction, to speak on behalf of the graduates. Thank you, Naya.
Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, members of the Council, staff of the University, families and friends of graduates, and most importantly, graduates, I am deeply honoured to be speaking on behalf of the graduating cohort today. I would also like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the Awabakal land on which this ceremony is taking place and pay my respects to all Aboriginal elders past, present and emerging. We are here to celebrate all the hard work and success that each and every one of us has achieved throughout the past few years. The late nights spent in the studio praying for the glue to dry faster on our models, leaving assignments to the very last minute, and the difficulty finding a car park have all led us to this point. We have completed our final year projects and have demonstrated not only what we have learnt, but what we aspire to accomplish. This is a time to reflect on the person you were on your very first day to who you are now, and be proud of the confidence, knowledge, and relationships you have gained along the way. From trying to navigate the buildings on campus, to running from one side to the other, and back when classes were nowhere near each other, to surviving online learning, to working through group assignments, to now. You should be so proud of yourselves. To our teachers and staff, you have helped to shape a class of unique architects, engineers and scientists, passionate to have a meaningful impact on the world around us. We would like to thank you for taking the time away from your research, professional commitments and personal lives to make this such an enjoyable experience. To our families and friends, we are each a representation of those who have loved us, those who have believed in our dreams, those who showed us empathy and kindness, and those who told us the truth even when it wasn't easy to hear. Those who told us we can do it when there was absolutely no proof of that. Thank you for your consistent support through all the highs and lows that have led us to this common destination. And finally, to the graduates, you are on your own now, and that is both scary and exciting, but I will leave you with this. Remember to trust your instincts and listen to every part of yourself, your desires and fears, your scars and your dreams. You will make mistakes and so will I, but these are the moments where we learn the most. These are the moments that will lead you to greatness. So here's to a new chapter full of opportunities, and I cannot wait to see what you all do next. Thank you.
Thank you, Naya, for speaking so well on behalf of your colleague graduates here today. It is a very exciting and daunting time for you in your disciplines. As our occasional speaker reminded us earlier, the next couple of decades are going to be extraordinarily important, and you have the exciting and challenging opportunity to fashion them, to shape them. And I'm sure, as Naya has said, you are well equipped to do just that. And on behalf of the university, we wish you every success. And thank you, Naya, for your speech. I do hope everyone's enjoyed today's ceremony, and I thank you for joining the university community in the celebration of the awarding of degrees. And I'd also thank the audience for participating the way you did in the ceremony. It does bring it to life, and it makes it a more complete celebration with your involvement. Before I declare the ceremony concluded, though, I would this time like to ask the graduates to remain seated, but for everyone else to stand and join me applauding the wonderful work of these graduates. Thank you. Thank you. Please be seated. I now declare the ceremony concluded and invite you to join us for the graduate reception in the Brennan Room, bottom of the hill, to continue celebrating this special event together. And graduates, one last time, congratulations. It's a wonderful achievement that you've attained. We believe as a university that you have the knowledge and the values to be very, very successful. So go out there and make a difference. Thank you.